Attention, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Conley Memorial Stadium for tonight's matchup between the visiting Boston College High School Eagles and your Woburn Tanners. At midfield are the captains for tonight's game. From BC High, number 2, Marshall Rice. Number 4, Jacob Spear Broadspot. Number 13, Brennan Blind. Number 52, Jack Turner. And number 55, Elijah Crowder. Tonight's captains for the Tanners. Number 6, Evan Kowalsko. Number 4.
So yeah, Joey, it was really close for comfort, but the team is going to have to step up tonight because this BC High team is overpowered.
That offense is absolutely high-powered. As just last week alone, they had 4 50-plus yard touchdowns on the ground. Yes, that's right, I said 4. This high-powered BC Eagle offense is unlike anything the Tanners have seen up to this point in the season, and we'll see how it all plays out next on WPMC.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
Sorry, I'm not used to this mic, I can barely hear.
Welcome back here on Woburn Public Media Center as we are just about set and ready to go for some football. The Woburn Tanners will receive the ball first to start the ball games, which means Aiden Davis in the offense will come out first and look to take the lead early.
Now, Joey, what does that mean for Caden Davis? A shaky game the first game, even more shaky the second game. A lot of doubters he has right now. What can he do tonight? He can prove himself. Against a high-powered team like BC High, he can go out there and shut out all the haters with a performance tonight.
Turnovers last week were Davis's biggest problem. And against a team like BC High, he can't make some of the mistakes he made last week.
And I feel like, Joey, one of our negative trademarks up here has been unforced errors. This team suffers from them. When they're at their best, they're not having unforced errors, but when they're struggling, that is one of their biggest problems. So let's see if they can limit those tonight.
It's number 8, Liam Kalin, to kick it off with Ferreira and Lush back deep to receive. And with a swing of the leg, we are underway here at Conley Memorial Stadium. It's taken in by Ryan Lush, who's looking for a seam and gets across the 35 on the opening kickoff.
And Joey, the special teams are going to play a big role tonight as you want to get anything you can get against a team like BC High. I know we keep hyping up this BC High team, but let's look at a couple players on their defense that are pretty impressive. We want to note Jacob Drospa. He is their best player on offense and one of their best players on defense. So look up for him. He is number 4.
The Tanners will start from the 37 of their own as Davis takes the opening snap and hands it off to Ferreira, who goes on the counter, gets into the secondary, and he could go all the way and will on the opening play for the second time this season. Brian Ferreira has found the end zone.
Wow, Joey, we forgot to mention the record he is chasing right now, but that almost goes out of the window in a game like this. A team like BC High, you want to win, and Brian Ferreira stamps his foot in this matchup right from the start.
Indeed he did, and now Mark Catone will come out to attempt his first extra point of tonight's game. In just 18 seconds into this ball game, the Tanners are on the scoreboard. The kick for Mark Catone is up and good to make it a 7-0 lead for Woburn.
Joey, what a start. We will be back soon on WPMC.
Woburn Tanners touchdown scored by number 15, Brian Ferreira.
On WPMC, after the electric start to this ball game, Mark Catone set to kick it away to this high-powered Boston College High offense, and that is something that I'm sure the Eagles did not expect to start this ball game.
And like you said, Joey, that is probably the most surprising start that you could expect. 17 slips here.
Ryan Pacini's down there. He's avoided though. Now the other way go the Eagles. And they are into the secondary, still going down the sideline, cutting back in towards the 30, and an unbelievable return to start their offense for number 17, Stephen Labrador.
And like you said, Joey, Labrador slipped at the beginning. He got the football, and all he saw was green grass ahead of him. Towards the end, a tackle there from Mark Catone and Michael Nicholas combined. But wow, what a start to this game on the special teams by BC High as they go in as number 6, Carter Carroll comes in behind the center.
Carroll takes the snap. Inside run to number 12, Jackson Richard. For a gain of 4 on their first play of tonight's ball game.
Jackson Richard.
BC High going conservative to start their game, but like we talked about, Jacob Buren Drodspot is their star running back. He will do anything, pass, catch the ball, run the ball. He has scored so many touchdowns for this offense.
Richard still in the backfield, gets it again. He chucks over the safety for Sammy and is inside the red zone, the goal to go. Take a look at the replay here for Richard. He was able to split through the defensive line and get into the secondary right there.
Davis with a big tackle to prevent an opening score here.
First and goal at the 9-yard line for the Eagles after they surrender the opening touchdown to Brian Ferreira. Carroll drops back, looking, fires in the middle, cut, touchdown, Eagles. It was number 4, the star running back, Jacob Buren Broadspot, who we thought we might see in the backfield, but he's out wide there to catch the open touchdown.
Yeah, like you said, Joey. Like you said, Joey. It looks to be number 12, Jackson Richard, who's actually lining up with Carter Carroll in that backfield, and they're really using Jacob Buren Broadspot out there as they're going for 2 here. Look for number 2. Marshall Rice isolated with Clark on the top.
Carroll takes the snap, tosses it to Buren Broadspot, who waltzes his way into the end zone. And just like that, the 2-point conversion is good, and the Eagles are on
Marshall
top.
Rice isolated Clark on the top.
10-17 Carroll takes the snap, tosses it back on WPMC for the next Woburn offensive possession. back on WPMC with a quick 2 touchdown drives for both the Tanners and the Eagles. The Tanners will be getting the ball back, down 1, 10-17 to go in the first.
See how the Tanners can respond here.
Kick is up and away, and taken in this time by Brian Ferreira, who's got some space again, looking to go down the sideline, still down the sideline, and finally out of bounds, past midfield.
In the beginning minutes of this game, it looks like a Brian Ferreira versus Jacob Bjorn broad spot show.
He goes down the sideline and is finally shouldered out of bounds. But anyway, the Tanners will start in plus territory. And as we saw, to open this game, they had the one-play touchdown that, of course, went to Brian Ferreira.
Well, let's take a look at the personnel on the field. You have to see at the bottom of your screen and Thomas Knievi making his first appearance of this game.
I didn't catch that. What was that?
Peyton Davis lined up in the shotgun with Knievi, the running back, to his hip.
Okay.
And Ferreira coming in motion. It'll be a rollout pass for Davis, who's still looking, gets pressured, and it's intercepted. Another turnover by Davis. It's Liam Kalin on the interception, and the third interception in 5 quarters
Woburn pass
for
is
David Davis.
intercepted by number
And as
9,
we said,
Thomas Rivera.
mistakes are something that needs to be limited against a team like BC High. We haven't seen that so far for Davis.
You know, Davis was rolling out there. He was getting the pressure from the defensive line. And you might think, Davis, throw the ball away. But a little bit of a mistake, a little careless there, and BC High are going the other way.
Carroll back in the shotgun now with Richard still in the running back.
10 at the Woburn 49.
A trip to the top of your screen offset. Carroll, drop back, looking to fire. Over the top, it is caught. And inside the 20 go the Eagles. That's number 7, Conrad Babka with the reception.
And it looked like great coverage from number 2, Kaden Davis there. Conrad Babka makes an incredible catch to go over the top of the defensive back and make a beautiful play.
It's still very early on in this ball game, but this passing attack is unlike anything the Tanners have seen up to this point in the season. Carroll drops back, looking for a screen. It's Richard, who cuts back, still evading defenders, trying to get to the end zone, and does. What an individual effort there by Jackson Richard to find the end zone for quickly the second BC High touchdown.
There's a penalty flag on the
That
play.
was impressive, to say the least. But it might be coming back, as there was an illegal block in the back on the BC High Eagles. Very unfortunate for them. But the Tanners get a second chance at this.
Okay.
The offensive steal up to this point has been there for BC, and it's everything we've expected and more.
Well said, Joey. As a couple personnel changes in this one.
Yeah, I think I'm...
As number 44, Tommy O'Donnell, the tight end.
Yeah, I'm fine with this for now.
9:05 and counting left to go in the first quarter. As Carroll gets back into the shotgun, but we've got another whistle and timeout.
Timeout, BC.
And we'll be back for the next BC High play after the break on WPMT.
Correction, that timeout was taken by Woburn.
Let's go, Dave!
Back here on WPMC as BC High is inside the 20-yard line before the penalty. Now they're
16
at the 26-yard line, just about. Carroll barking out the signals to his offense. He's in a split back set with a running back to each side. Carroll drops back, hands it off to Richard, who's looking for the edge across the 20, near the 15, but he stops short.
Good job! Money!
I just want to point out there, a really good tackle from Ryan Piscini. As you can see, number 56, Mike Smith, trying to block, and Piscini avoids that block and makes the big tackle on the big running back from BC High.
2nd and 9.
Carroll has been sort of alternating between the passes down the seams along with the hands off to Richard up to this point. Trips to the top of your screen as Carroll's back into the shotgun, claps his hands, takes the snap, fires to Richard, who makes a man miss almost, but Evan Collector actually comes up with the ankle tackle. More middle of the game, if anything.
Like you said, Joey, one of the staples of this defense, Evan Kolodko, going low for the legs to bring down Richard. Big tackle to make it 3rd and 9, and one could say this is a 4-point play.
3rd and 9 from the 15 as the Tanners look to get the defense off the field with a stop. Carroll into the shotgun. 2 receivers to each side, 2x2 set, 1 running back. Carroll claps his hands, now goes back under center, and it's a flag on the play, and it looks to be offsides.
Look like a couple defenders for the Tanners. Look like Lane and Souza both jumped.
Carroll with a hard count there and was able to get it. 3rd and 1 now after the penalty.
Big play for these nose tackles. They're going to have to stop this run from Richard.
It's the backup quarterback in here who hands it off. That's number 19, the backup quarterback.
Is that enough?
Kai's Flannery, as he handed up the middle. Let's see where they
And off to Richard. That carry goes for BC, 1st down.
The carry by Richard was good enough for a 1st down. We saw this last week also from BC High. They'd send in Flannery in he's more of a mobile quarterback compared to Carroll. Flannery actually had the 73-yard option as Coral finds his way back into the game under shotgun as number 4, Bjorn Bluespot comes in motion. It's a fire pass to Orner. It is incomplete. Pass was intended for number 7, Conrad Bobka.
And as you can see, Carroll tried to find his receiver in that back corner of the end zone, but Ryan Lush had great coverage. It looked like the wide receiver had the ball, but Ryan Lush with a last-minute tackle to stop that touchdown.
The last-minute stop is a big contribution to his speed that Lush is able to use on both ends of the field, both as a receiver and a defensive back. Carroll back into the shotgun with 1 receiver out wide to each side and a slot to the left. Carroll drops back, looking to pass. Here comes the pressure. He is armed down at the 10-yard line. Let's see who ended up getting the sack there. It's number 9, Matt Souza. He's going to get credit for that one as he ripped down Carroll by the leg.
Great play by Matt Souza there to get to the quarterback, and you can just tell he's been putting in the work in the weight room. He looks so much bigger this season than last season.
Carroll with his Eagles up 8-7 at about the 15-yard line. He set up with the ball to be spotted at the 10. He'll drop back, looking to pass, looking light. Instead, tries to run with it. Look to fire down the middle, but instead, he's ripped down by Brian Ferreira.
Wow, what a big play by Brian Ferreira there to get to the quarterback. He looked to try to run the ball. Ferreira jumps, but still stays with Carroll as he brings him down with other Tanners in company.
Carroll looked to have Bjorn Brutspot wide open in the back of the end zone.
Quarterback sack by number 15, Brian Ferreira.
That'll bring up a 4th down. We've got a 4th and goal from the 10-yard line for the Eagles. This will be huge if the Tanners are able to get off the field. Carroll in the shotgun. Another flag. It'll be another offside on the Tanners, which will only allow a closer chance for the Eagles. That was number 9, Matt Souza, the guilty party.
And you hate to see it, Matt Souza just with that big sack a moment ago. And when he went offsides there, you could just see him shaking his head in disappointment.
The hard count seems to be something that's affecting the Tanners here early. As Carroll is back in the shotgun with two receivers to his right in the slot and one out wide. And we have another whistle and a timeout. And we'll be back after the break to see if the Eagles can convert here on WPMC.
Let's go, JJ! Come on! Let's go, forward! Yeah, Jello! Let's go!
Set for a 4th down and Eagle 5. And once again, as I stated earlier, a big stop here, if possible, for the Tanners on defense. Carroll in the shotgun, drops his hands, takes the snap, drops back, looking to the corner. He's got an open man. It's caught for an Eagle touchdown.
It looked like the Tanners defense just lost Conrad Bobka in the corner there because he was wide open. Tanner's mistake on defense, and they will go down 7 with potentially a 2-point conversion to make it a 2-score game in this one.
And I hate to go back to it, but Zeke, how did that drive all start?
Correct, Joey. Unforced errors, and continues to be a problem for the Tanners. It's going to be a test to their character if they can step up and go down and score a touchdown.
Yeah, takes the snap. Handoff up the middle. Let's see if it's spotted. It's good for a 2-point conversion. And with that, the Boston College High Eagles will take a 16-7 lead with still 4:32 to go in the first. Back on WPMC after the quick break. Here on WPMC, as Zeke, it seems like we're in the midst of a shootout here early.
I mean, I hope so, Joey, or could this BC High Eagles team be pulling away with it?
23 points combined scored in just about 7.5 minutes, as the Tanners will get the ball back as it's sent away. This time it's a little squib kick, taken in on the run by Ryan Lush, who looks to break through, but is unsuccessful. He is maybe just across the 45. They'll mark him at the 45. And that's where Davis and the offense will take over.
Joey, I want to see if the wide receivers can step up here, because you can blame it on Caden Davis all you want, but these wide receivers need to get open for him. Whether it be Evan Flodko, Ryan Piscini, Mark Catone, Ryan Lush, they need to give him a chance to make a good throw. Which sure they've been doing at times, but they need to make it more consistent as Ryan Piscini, if you look on the bottom of your screen, go up against Devin Deere.
We've got a trips wide receiver set down to the bottom of your screen. It'll be a cornerback power for Caden Davis, who lunges his way up the middle for a gain of 4. Caden Davis just following his lineman here as we take a second look at it, and he lunges forward just across the 49.
We've talked about it the last 2 weeks, Joey. Caden Davis, he has the ability to run with the football. Not something that Brett Tuzlo in the past could do, but Caden Davis can do that. So let's see how Belcher can work with that.
Davis under center now with a 2-running back set. It's given off to Ferrero, who's across midfield. And another nice game there. Which will bring up a 3rd down and 6. 3rd down and 2, excuse me.
see what Coach Belcher can conjure up here, as this is a big play if they want to continue this drive. Look for Cassini and Lush at the bottom of the screen stack.
The same two running backs set. This time it does go to Ferreira, who is looked to be stacked up, still turning his legs. We'll see where they spot it. And the line judges converge, and it looks to be maybe a half yard short.
It looks to be very close, Joey. Wonder if they're going to come out and measure this one. As you'd expect Coach Belcher and the Tanners to stay on the field. Play call there from Coach Belcher, taking your running quarterback and putting it right through the middle there. As impressive from the offensive line, the center Dante Delagrati and the guards Jaden Castrata and Joe Setta really working their motors there to get the first down.
The Tanners bring in the big set for the first time tonight as Dylan Silverberg checked in. And we have Ryan Lush coming in motion, but instead it's a toss to Ferreira, who has a successful stiff arm. He managed a few yards, but good run coverage there by the Eagles.
And give credit to Smith. Well, effective stiff arm, but Smith, after a few yards staying with them, brought him down as Ferreira comes up empty on first down.
Also, senior wide receiver Evan Kolotko will check back into the ball game as he takes out Ryan Lush. As we have two receivers up onto the bottom of your screen. With Frisbury now motioning out wide. Cassini comes in motion. Instead, it's a handoff to Ferreira, who looks to bounce it on the counter. He'll gain maybe one.
Sets up another big third down here as it's 3rd and 9. Do they go back to a passing play with Caden Davis? That's a question. Coach Belcher, Coach Quayle, they're going to have to ask themselves what they're going to do here.
Ryan Lush will come back into the game. We know what kind of speed he has if they can get the ball to him. Davis in the split back set with Canadian Ferreira. It's a play action. They look towards Lush, who makes the catch, I believe, but he'll be marked short of that line of game.
Coach Belcher and Davis conferencing here whether they're gonna go for it on 4th down. A little bit underthrown there. You thought that the Tanners wide receiver could catch it on the run. And it's going to be 4th down and 6 here.
11 ticks left to go in the first quarter. Let's see if the Tanners elect to end the quarter. And that seems to be what they will do. And after the first 12 minutes of football, we've got a score of 16-7 in favor of the Boston College High. As we await the decision on 4th and 6 for the Tanners. Ryan Lush is out there, and it looks like the Tanners will elect to punt this away. Unfortunately, that just means the high-powered BC offense is set to come back out on the field. It's a high kick back towards the end zone, and it's kicked in as a fair catch.
Yeah, an interesting fair catch call. The Eagles are pinned down to their 1-2 yard line as Ryan Lush does his job there from the punting unit and the special teams. But I put my arms up, Joey. I don't know what he was doing there.
When we talked to Lush last week, he said he takes pride in all 3 phases of the game that he's a part of. The defense as a defensive back, the offense is that hybrid running back wide receiver, and then of course on special teams, he's the punter. The Eagles backed up into their own end zone here. as Carroll drops back in the shadow of his goalpost. Up the middle he goes on a quarterback draw. It's nicely covered there by the Tanners.
And Joey, that tackle right there from Brian Ferrer reminds me a little of Michael Doherty. See how he takes his helmet, puts his shoulder into the player, and drives him through about 4 yards backwards. That's exactly how senior captain Michael Doherty would play last year.
Doherty and Ferreira now are using that low center of gravity to their biggest advantage. Carroll still on the goal line. It's a touch pass. Nicely covered by the Tanners again. And the Eagles are still backed up here on third down.
Yeah, and they're going to try the jet sweep here, but Tanners and company are going to get in there for the tackle. A big play to force a massive third down, because the Eagles would dare go for it. They didn't convert here.
It would be huge if the Tanners defense can get off the field this time. It's an empty set with Carroll set up in the end zone as Cassini drops back to play center field. Carroll firing down towards the corner of the end zone. It's out of the reach of the receiver. That was number 2.
Intended for number 2,
Marshall Rice. It was just over the sideline of the Tanners, and it looks like the Tanners get their first defensive stop of the night.
Yeah, Joey, it was incredible coverage there. Like you said, from the defensive back, Ryan Lush stayed with Marshall Rice every step of the way, as he did denying that touchdown earlier in the game. So a couple great plays from Ryan Lush to start this one.
The punt will come in the shadow of the goalpost for the Eagles. It's a high arcing kick. The Tanners elect not to take it, and it'll be marked down at the 35-yard line.
As here comes back, number 2, Caden Davis. We asked the question again, Joey. Can he make an impact on this game on the offensive end?
With that punt, the Tanners start this drive in plus territory, and it seems like any sort of point here would be pretty nice for the Tanners. Dylan Sigsbury going to line up out wide once again. That's something we saw J.J. Lane do a lot last year.
10 from the 35-yard line.
Went with a team first move to move into offensive tackle as Cassini comes in motion. The handoff goes to him. He is unable to get the edge, but he may have gotten the yard. And he hit hard going out of bounds.
Yeah, and he hit a couple BCI coaches hard as they fall down on that opposite end. Cassini jet sweep. We've seen that a lot throughout the season, and we saw it a lot last season. It was much more successful last season. Because when you lose guys like Amin Rahim and you Johan Engineer on those wide areas, it hurts.
Indeed it does, as those guys were the veteran presence and quite a force in the offensive line. As Davis is back in the shotgun with Ferreira to his hip. The handoff goes to Ferreira, who this time is able to bounce it outside. Now shoots a man near the 30, and he spirals his way past the 30. An athletic move there by Bryant.
Spirals is an understatement, Joey, as he found his way in, and he found that little glimpse of hope to make a play out of that. And as he did, as he spiraled, to use Joey Matroni's innate vocabulary, all the way to a big 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3 indeed.
3rd and 3 from the 28.
3rd and 3, my apologies.
3rd and 3 from the 28, as it's an under center snap taken by Davis. Pushing forward is Brian Ferreira. He's got enough for a first down.
First down.
Number 66, Luciano Parzioli on the field as a member of that offensive line.
It's an interesting play from Coach Belcher. You didn't see him a lot the first 2 games, but when senior captain Amin Rahim was out last season, Luciano Parzioli was the guy that came in for support. Questionable why he wasn't starting the first 2 games, but here he is now nonetheless.
Davis back into that wishbone full house formation. This time it's a play action. Davis scrambles out, and it's deflected and nearly intercepted. We've got a flag on the field as well.
There's a penalty flag on the field.
Davis saw the pressure, had to scramble out. Pass was deflected. The flag came out after
BC High.
the play, and it is a roughing the passer personal foul going against BC High.
And that puts a little shade on the fact that that could have been a pick six. He could have been going the other way with that. A little underthrown once again.
Ryan Lush checking back in as Davis finishes his talk with Coach Belcher. Now we'll tap the helmet of center Dante Delagrati and get into the formation as it's first and goal from the 10-yard line. Ryan Piscini, the outermost wide receiver, as it's a handoff up the middle for a gain of 4 to the 6-yard line. That's Thomas Canadic.
And something you'll notice about Coach Belcher is he likes taking his two-star wide receivers, Ryan Piscini and Ryan Lush, and placing them on one side of the field, whether it be the right or the left. And that is for blocking personnel, whether you want that play to go to the left side on a run or the right side on a run. You want Brian Ferrer to get all the help he can get.
Second and goal at the 7.
You got a second and goal from the 7 with trips to the top of your screen. Davis takes the snap. It's another quarterback power. Up the middle he goes, short of the goal line, near the 5 for a gain of 3.
Aiden Davis on the carry.
The second time Coach Belcher has elected to go with that quarterback power, and it's been semi-successful up to this point.
It has, Joey, and you have to credit the offensive line, whether, like I said, Dante Delagrati and Joe Senna, especially on that play, really making a hole for Davis. Not to run all the way to the house, but, you know, to get the yards that he needs to get a touchdown here.
Third down from the 3-yard line. Ferreira out wide. Davis under center, waiting. It's a play-action rollout pass. He's pressured towards the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown by Dylan Sigsbury. His first touchdown as a member of the Woburn Tanners since joining just this season.
Sigsbury, that completion goes for Woburn Tanners, touchdown.
Wow, Joey, what a catch by Sigsbury. Underthrown again by Davis, but a good throw nonetheless. Sigsbury adjusts and makes the catch. Austin Prep's old man says hello to Connolly Memorial Stadium on this beautiful Friday night.
Dylan Sigsbury came into this season competing for the quarterback job as Catone's kick is up and good. But instead, he says, hey, Coach Belcher, I'll go play some tight end. Now catches a touchdown here in the biggest game of the season so far for the Tanners, and we'll be back after a quick break.
Welcome back here on WPMC as the Tanners with a big touchdown to cut the lead to 2. But it's time for their defense. They stepped up last time. Can they step up again?
It's a short kickoff from Catone, taken in near the 40-yard line.
As a fiery Evan Kolotko and Michael Nicholas walk off the field, as they're starting to feel it in this one, as the game stays close with 6:34 left in this first half.
Dylan Sigsbury making his mark on his Woburn football career here, as he gets the game back with him too, as he gets some congratulations from the sideline there.
And Joey, we all know his Woburn football blood runs in the family with Rocky Nelson being his grandfather.
Carroll back into the shotgun with trips to the top of your screen. Slot receiver slightly offset. As the running back comes in motion. Instead, it's a pass down the seam that is caught by number 4, Fearon Broodspot.
Pass complete to number 4, Jacob Fearon Broodspot. That completion is good for BC
And like
High,
Joey, you mentioned
down.
before, the seams are just where Carter Carroll likes to throw his footballs. And they let they let Buren Broadspot run right through that scene, and of course, where was Carroll going to go with that football? Right to his man, number 4, who's been a piece for this BC High Eagles team, to say the least.
Buren Broadspot back in the slot. This time it's a handoff to Richard up the middle. He's taken down near the 40-yard line.
And we talked about Buren Broadspot being a big piece in the running game, but tonight it looks to be Jackson Richard who's doing most of the work, and he's done a really good job.
In the backfield last week,
Gain of 7.
Buren Broadspot had at least one of those 50-plus yard rushing touchdowns. Eagles find themselves in the offset Irish with Buren Broadspot, the tailback, and Richard lined up as the fullback. And toss it to Buren Broadspot, who finds a seam. Down the sideline goes, and he's just near the 5-yard line after a gain of 7.
First down, BC High.
Here we go, defense!
Check that, that's the 15-yard line where Buren Broadspot went out of bounds. That's the first time we've seen him lined up in the backfield tonight. Carroll in the split back set. It's another handoff to Buren Broadspot, who goes on the counter, up the middle, chucks a man into the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles.
Just like that, Joey, this BC High Eagles team is right back into a marginal lead as Ryan Piscini fails to make the tackle there, as Buren Broadspot scores the 3rd touchdown for this Eagles offense.
That's the second time tonight Piscini's just been overpowered by the strength of this Eagles backfield. They will set up to go for 2 once again, which if successful, will get them a 10-point lead. As Carroll's in the shotgun. Back here on WPMC with the score 22-14 in favor of the BC High Eagles. The Tanners unsuccessful on defense there, but now, after looking good last drive, they'll get the ball back, and let's see, Zeke, what Davis and the offense can do next.
Yeah, Joe, and step up is what they did last time out. Let's see if they can continue that high-powered running game. That's the squib kick here that is down at the 45-yard line.
That was taken in by Ryan Piscini.
It's going to be interesting to see what Coach Belcher goes with personnel-wise. Sigsbury made a big play before, and like we mentioned before, Coach Sigsbury's grandfather is Rocky Nelson, coach of the Woburn Tanners, of course, for 30 years, 1986 to 2016, and Dylan Sigsbury's mother is the softball coach for the Tanners.
Davis and the offense back out on the field. Parziali still remaining a part of that offensive line, along with Dylan Sigsbury out wide to the top of your screen as Herrera flexes out. It's a pass for Davis, and it's up by Lush. He's near midfield and now tackled backwards, but forward progress will mark him down at exactly midfield.
Pass to number 3, Ryan Lush.
Good tackle there from John Nichols of the BC High Eagles. Ryan Lush looked angry when he got up, but no retaliation. You've got to keep your composure in a game like this.
Especially in a game like this when you need your skill players to show up. You can't have those mental mistakes at any point. Back into the full house. wishbone style formation for the Tanners. Up the middle it goes for Ferreira, who's stacked up there. Maybe good enough for a half yet. And you can see great penetration there by
1 yard gain.
the entirety of the Boston College High defensive line.
Third.
The tackle is going to be credited to number 44, Tommy O'Donnell.
Ryan Ferreira trying to get a couple yards there. Didn't get it done, but can he do it here?
Lush comes in motion from behind. It's a toss to Lush. He was unaware of the toss. It's in loose. Now he's trying to get as many yards back as he can, but it's going to be an unbelievable negative play there for the Tanners. Lush just was unaware that the toss was coming to him.
Joey, that's an example of an unforced error. And they continue to be a problem as Lush, had a mistake, but made up for it as 4th and 25 now is 4th and 12, as you'd expect Ryan Lush to be out there again to punt it away.
Caden Davis actually is going to come back out onto the field here.
Mark!
The Tanners.
You can ask many questions about this play calling decision, but let's see what it entails to.
A gutsy play call here, and let's wait a moment. Coach Belcher conferencing with the ref, and instead decides to take a timeout.
Timeout.
We'll be back after a quick break with 2:27 left in the half. BC High 22.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen. At this time, could we please have your attention? We'd like to ask members of Coach Paul Sands' family to please stand. On the far entrance of the field, the Woburn Memorial High School Athletic Department has installed a bench dedicated in memory of longtime Woburn High soccer coach and athletic worker, Paul Sands. Coach Sands coached 32 years at Woburn Memorial High School. He held various honors such as Eastern Mass Division I Coach of the Year in 2003 and Eastern Mass Division II Coach of the Year in 2011. He had a career final record of 139, 111, and 58, and retired from coaching in October
Back
of
here
2018.
after a beautiful ceremony to recognize the bench for legendary Woburn High soccer coach Paul Sands, as the punt is kicked by number 3 Ryan Lush, as Jackson Richard able to reverse field and get some extra
by
yardage.
his friends, family, and former players.
And a good play there by Evan Plotko, getting to the edge. As like you said, Joey, we commemorate Paul Sands' legendary soccer coaching. The amount of work he did for that program, winning the state championship in 2000. He's just a legendary piece of this city.
Connor Foley lined up out wide with Fearon Broadspot as Carroll's back in the shotgun. 2 receivers each side. Firing over the middle again. And it's caught with a flag on the field. There was a lot of contact there by Caden Davis. We'll see what the flag is.
And you looked at Mark Catone trying to come over the top for the interception, but wow, what a catch it was from the BC High Eagles.
That will be a defensive holding. And with the great catch there by number 7, Bobka, the penalty will be declined by the Eagles, and they will take the chunk play. Up the middle now the run goes. And many Tanners converging towards, but the pile kept pushing. And it's an extra yardage there by number 21. Brendan Ryan.
That's a name you haven't heard of tonight, Joey, as they continue to keep the clock going here, BC High.
We'll go back as Carroll goes to the screen this time. It's Brendan Ryan again. Pressure for the Woburn Tanners, which is usually a pretty decent strong suit, just has not been there up to this point.
Yeah, you're totally right, Joey. Carroll is clean in the pocket. He is getting all the time in the world.
Carroll back over the middle and nearly intercepted by Evan Kolotko, but it's incomplete.
Another great play by Evan Klodko. He's really stamping his foot onto this game, as well as Ryan Lush, specifically on the defensive end, as that is going to be needed to stay in this one.
Clock still stuck at 54 seconds. We'll get you an update on that as soon as we can.
And we apologize, the clock on your screen is false. That is 54 seconds left in this first half. And it's 3rd and about 7.
3rd and 7 with an offside eye at the toss. And a trick play here. The running back pass over the top. Lush was on the coverage. It was incomplete. Richard with an opportunity to throw. And a little trickery there from BC coordinators.
And like you said, Joey, trickery at not really its finest. You gave it to Richard. He rolled out to the right. He tried to find his wide receiver, Marshall Rice, but overthrew Marshall Rice. And Ryan Lush, of course, once again there on the coverage. 49 seconds left, 4th and 7 here.
Carroll looking back towards his bench area. Now steps back into the shotgun. 4th down upcoming. Would be another big stop for the Tanners. Here comes some pressure over the middle. It is juggled and caught. And goal to go. Here come the hurry-up offense now for the Eagles.
What a catch by Jackson Richard there, as they're trying to move fast, of course, as the time updates on your screen. 37 seconds and running here as Carter Carroll gets his offense ready.
Carroll, shotgun, drops back, looking right, fires right towards the goal line. He's short, off though, at the 5-yard line. And a timeout to stop the clock at 25 for the Boston College High Eagles as they'll go on a 2nd and goal to go.
Yeah, Liam Kalin there, targeted on that play. And that's the first time we've really heard his name all night. But once again, Joey, we'll be back in a second. 25 seconds left to go in the first half here at Connolly Memorial Stadium.
Back here on WPMC as Carter Carroll is back for a 2nd and goal to go for his Boston College High Eagles. They've been picking apart the Woburn secondary easily up to this point in the game. Firing right towards the corner. It is incomplete.
What a last-second tackle there from Brian Ferreira. My bad, last-second swat as he avoids a touchdown with 25 seconds left to go. Really game-saving if you consider that the fact that the Eagles will get the ball back in that second half. They're going for the famous Bill Belichick 2-for-1.
4 seconds come off the clock there on that play with 21 ticks left on 3rd down. And we've got another whistle and a timeout.
Timeout. Woburn.
And we'll be back for the final 21 seconds after this break. Back on WPMC as Carter Carroll and the BC High offense are still in the same goal to go. 3rd down and 5. Carroll in the shotgun. Dropping back, looking to fire towards the right. And it is caught for a touchdown right by the pylon. And the Eagles get their first touchdown. And as you said, they'll get the ball to start the second half. The touchdown catch there is by number 8, Liam Kalin.
Liam Kalin, that's the first time we saw him earlier in this drive, and now he makes a statement on this game as the Eagles go up 28-14 pending the extra point.
The Tanners are going to need to come out of the half strong on the defensive side if they want to stay in this ball game. It'll be another 2-point play. And this time it's stopped up by the Tanners very fast, and it'll stay a 2-touchdown ball game.
And Joey, you're really not losing anything there for the BC High Eagles and head coach Ed Manti. You're up 14. You go for 2, it makes it a 16-point game, and it stays 2 scores. Do you really see the Tanners going down and scoring 2 more touchdowns than your offense? I don't think so at this point, considering the Eagles get the ball back at the end of this half. You have 16 seconds here, Joey. Can Caden Davis in this offense do anything here?
It'll be interesting to see if Coach Belcher elects to try and go down and get points, or just take it to the half and tighten up the defense with the break. As we await the kick by the Eagles special teams, it's number 8, Liam Kalin, who just caught the touchdown and be back out on the field to send the ball away to the Tanners. They've been going with squid kicks the past 2 kicks. We'll see what Kalin does here. It's another squid. This one up the middle. Missed by Ryan Pacini. Did he touch it? Down the sideline it goes. Now it's taken in by Ryan Lush, who reverses field and is spun down.
Joey,
sorry, what was that?
A good return there right for Ryan Lush. You question if he could have went more on the outside with his electric speed and holding the ball in a funky way, holding the ball for dear life on that tackle, but he maintains possession of it as the Tanners will hop onto the field with 12 seconds left. But we'll see if Coach Belcher just stamps a knee on this first half.
That looks to be what Caden Davis and the offense will do. He'll drop down to a knee, and as we head into halftime, the Eagles are up 2 touchdowns, 28-14. We'll be back on halftime for another performance by our great Woburn Memorial High School band.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would once again like to recognize the members of Coach Paul Sand's family standing near the right end zone on the side of the track. Coach Sand coached at Woburn High for 32 years and retired coaching in October of 2018. A bench on the far edge of the field was donated in his memory by his friends, family, and former players. Could we please have another round of applause for Coach Sand's family?
Something about track and course is coming outside.
Now taking the field is the Woburn Memorial High School Tanner Marching Band, under the direction of Mr. Jack Tully, Mr. Steve Philpott, Miss Amy Thompson, Mr. Axel Larson, and Miss Lorraine Tucker. The drum majors are seniors Megan Samaraj, Rachel Harrelson. The student leads for the band also include Stephen Bernadine Matthews, Adrian Caruso, Alana Fishland, Hayden Fleming, Sylvia Keating, Dawson LeBlanc, Morgan Madondo Winninger, Reagan Mohammed, Anna Barea, and Leslie Sola. The Woburn Memorial High School Marching Band will be presenting their show in the spotlight. Drum majors, is your band ready? Woburn Memorial High School Tanner Band, you may take the field.
here on WPMC as we are just about set and ready to go for the second half of football. Once again, alongside my broadcast partner, C. Galtman, I am Dre Matroni. Mark Catone set to send it back to one of the powerhouses of the Catholic Conference, Boston College High.
And Joey, happy to be back in this second half, but I want to point out one thing. Every stop's a big stop, but this stop right here is the biggest, as he is going to get tackled at around the 35-yard line, but this stop is so key. You get a stop here, you're down 14, you go and get a touchdown. This is what you would call in basketball a stop and score. You have to get a stop here, or else it's going to be very smooth sledding for the BC High Eagles and the rest of this one.
With Marshall Rice on the nice return by the BC High Eagles. It's a toss to get it started, looking for the edge and breaking out across the 40-yard line for a gain of 7.
0-4 6. You can claim your prize.
They gave it right to the main man, Jacob Buren, broad spot, and he went right back to work in this second half with about 11:25 and counting going. Look at Marshall Rice and Ryan Lush isolated at the bottom of your screen.
Lush's speed looks to be a factor up to this point in his defensive back duties as the one goes up the middle, still churning, and towards the sideline. Go the Eagles, and
Jackson Richard with a great run there as he kept churning yards as he broke past the first down plane, but kept going as he uses muscle and grit to get past the Woburn defenders as Mark Catone comes off of the field as the Tanners look to go more big as an addition to their starting front seven.
Marshall Rice once again getting lined up against Ryan Lush.
Look for the run again here, same formation.
Split back formation. It goes to Beckenhuis this time. Jacob Buren broad spot.
Joey, I thought we were in a time machine there. Beckenhuis. It's a last year name.
Yes, it is. I apologize. That carry, however, was good for a first down. Excuse me.
It's like Joe Buck talked about Tom Brady and the Patriots. Don't make me cry, Joey.
2nd and 11. I apologize once again for the mistake. Carroll drops back. It's deflected. And it's ruled an incomplete pass.
Broken up on the play by number 57, J.J. Mullane.
Take a look. J.J. Mullane gets that big right hand up and able to deflect it. It was ruled a forward pass, therefore not a fumble, with an incomplete pass.
And a good play by Mullane, like you said, Joey. Working on Jake McGrath. McGrath, similar name to the Tanners, one of the Tanners' defensive coaches, as he is one of the key pieces to this coaching staff.
3rd and 11 from the 48-yard line with 9:49 to go in the third.
Look at Foley and Baron Brodscott at the bottom of your screen as a flag comes out.
We've got a flag on the play. We'll wait and see what the signal is on that. J.J. Mullane claps his hands as he seems to think it's going to go against the Eagles, and it will. It'll be a false start against the Eagles to back them up even further on third.
Unforced errors, Joey. Love to hear it when it's on the Eagles. Don't love to hear it when it's on the Tanners. Let's see if the Tanners can capitalize on this 3rd down and long.
3rd down and long it is. Carroll still in shotgun.
Look at Foley on the bottom of your screen working on Baron Brodscott. Let's see if Carroll goes to there as he looks the other way.
Now looking to fire deep towards the sideline. Is he in bounds? Yes, he is. It's caught, and it is
not the first down just yet, as it's going to be 4th and short as Ryan Lush hopping off gingerly as he continues to need support on that right leg as he goes down.
Drops down to a knee, and as they go to treat Lush, we'll take the break for the injury timeout here on WPMC. still 28-14 Eagles. Back on WPMC as it's a big fourth down upcoming for Carroll and the Eagles. As from the 46, Carroll claps his hands, drops back. Here comes some pressure. He'll go down. It's the biggest defensive play of the night so far.
And we talked about, Joey, at the end of the first half, Carroll was getting all the time he needed in that pocket, but here comes Matt Souza for his second sack of the game. What a play from the defensive end of the Woburn High Tanners. And like we said, he's been putting in all that work, and here it pays to fruition with his second sack.
The Tanners get the momentum on that, and now they look to punch it on the other end to get ever so closer to this deficit.
Here comes a two tight end set with Sigsbury on the bottom of your screen. Looks to be isolated with number 24, Josh LaPointe.
Also, Evan Palazzo, who's been playing a little bit of tight end out wide. It's a fake to Davis, who's got some space. He'll take the read off and across the 40 to the 39. A good play to start this drive for the Tanners.
And you look at we look at the replay here, Joey. All of the BC High Eagles defenders went right for Ferreira. But there was Caden Davis grabbing that first down, as he can do so successfully as he comes back in the huddle here. A good drive so far for the Tanners.
First and 10 at the 39.
It'll be a first and 10 from the 39-yard line. Sigsbury out wide again. This time the running back comes in motion. It's taken backwards. And a nice defensive play there. It was number 66 on the tackle. That is
Caleb Sawyer on the stop.
Caleb Sawyer with the tackle.
And what a tackle it was by Sawyer. They weren't going to fall for that again, Joey. They were right to Ferreira, and they had a couple guys for Davis if it was a fake as well.
As we get a look at Rush testing out that ankle on the sideline. Still looks to be in a decent bit of pain, as the Tanners will get back on the ball here. Sigsbury switches sides with Kolodko. Tanners have an offset shift to the bottom of your screen. It's a screen pass to Ferreira, who's looking for the edge and is tracked down by three different Eagles.
Brian Ferreira. Devin Deere with the tackle.
It's going to be a 6-yard gain here, as
the tackle or stop of forward progress was made by Devin Deere there for the Eagles.
Lush still at the bottom of your screen here with trainer Meg, as
Third
still
and
trying
8
to
from
get
the
back into this
37.
football game.
It's a 3rd and 8 from the 47, down 14. We may have to assume that it's 4-down territory for the Tanners. So even if they don't get all 8, it would be nice to get some yardage here on 3rd down. As Davis will fake the handoff to Ferreira. Look the other way. It is caught near the first down marker.
Pass complete to Ryan Cassini.
It's Ryan Cassini who makes the catch for a gain
Ron
of
Scott
5.
with the tackle.
It will bring up a 4th down, but Davis goes right back to Belcher to make sure they have the 4th down play.
And all eyes on Mark Coutone here, number 10. Are they going to take the field goal here? It looks like they won't. They will go for it on 4th down and 3. As a big play here as the Tanners try to score and cut the lead to 2 seconds.
They're spotted at a 4th down and 2. As Davis looks to pick it up, it's the quarterback power. He is stopped immediately, and he's pushed back. An unsuccessful 4th down conversion for the Tanners, and the Eagles will take over.
Turnover on down.
Coach Belcher threw his hands down in frustration there on that one, as there was just no blocking that set up for Davis.
Yeah, Joey, it looked like you snapped your finger, and the BC High Eagles defense was there, as Davis was hammered as soon as he got the football. Back on defense we go as Cassini looks to be on 2 guys at the bottom of your screen.
As we are halfway through the third quarter after this play, but we got a false start.
There's a penalty flag in the field.
Going against the
High.
Eagles.
That's a good sight to see Ryan Lush back on the field.
Ryan Lush is able to make a difference in all 3 phases of the game as he'll flex inside with Marshall Rice.
And a quick appearance from Mason Doherty replacing Ryan Lush while he was injured.
And it's the outside handoff. And nice defense there by the Tanners to
Handoff
create
to
a
their
middle
broad
game.
spot. Brought down to the backfield.
Yeah, like you
by
said,
Joel
Joey.
Zaku.
A really good play by the Tanners' Joel Zaku as he brings down the player.
Zaku got right through. Got right through the defender there to make the tackle. Carroll back into the shotgun, firing a screen. It is caught. Let's see if the block's set up. Not entirely. And it's nicely covered by the Tanners for a gain of 5. To bring up
Screen pass to Richard. David Ferreira with the tackle.
Matt Souza stepped up a couple plays ago. Let's see if he can do it again as another big play is needed for this Tanners defense if they want to get off the field and give the ball back to Caden Davis.
3rd down and a big 14 upcoming here. Carroll back into the shotgun with one running back, to his hip and 2 receivers inside. Carroll, cross back, looking right, fires over the middle, passes, tipped, and incomplete.
And wow, what a block by Brian Ferreira there. Just tips it just that small bit, all of it need as the pass was trying to get to the intended receiver, Jacob Beer in broad spot, but Carroll just throws it right into the arms of Brian Ferreira as he tips it and it falls on the turf for it looks like a punt with Ryan Piscini back to field it.
The Eagles forced a punt for the 2nd time tonight as they are going to run a fake here. The punter will take off and run. He evades the first defender, but he is going to be stopped short of the line to gain, and the Tanners will get...
Is he though, Joe? Still waiting. As it is, looks to be Tanners football. Wow, what a good play from the Tanners special teams there, always having an alarm in their head that they could fake this punt. This team, BC High, knows that they have the skill to do anything on this football field, but the Tanners knew that, and they capitalized.
The Tanners will take over from the Eagle 32-yard line after successfully stopping the fake punt. That was an interesting play there, run by the Eagles and head coach Ed Manty.
Yeah, Joey, I mean, up 14, defense has been pretty good so far. Very questionable decision.
The 2 running backs set with Canavy and Ferreira. We got another whistle and a flag.
Timeout.
It's a timeout for Woburn, and we'll take the break with 4:29 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Back on WPMC next. Back here on WPMC as the Tanners are set to take over possession after the stop of the fake punt. Davis in the split back formation. It's a handoff to Ferreira, who bounces outside after the initial penetration, but instead is dropped back for a loss of 2.
The BC High Eagles have really gotten to Brian Ferreira on his last 2 rushes, capitalizing on that. As a BC High player down, it looks to be number 21, Brendan Ryan, who featured earlier in this one.
We will take the injury timeout and be back on WPMC after the break. Back here on WPMC after the quick injury timeout, and Caden Davis finishes his conference with Coach Belcher. Second and 11 after the loss of 1 by Ferreira.
Take a look at Sigsbury on the bottom of your screen here, guarded by Devin Deere.
Dylan's already got a touchdown extra tonight as Ferreira flexes out wide. And Davis drops back, looks to pass. It's caught by Placini, who is blown up right away after the reception on a nice hit by number 34. That is Struel Cox.
You know, Placini took a quick look and noticed what was around him. He could have had a little move there to try to maneuver his way past the cornerback, but nonetheless he is down here as a 2nd and 10 follows.
Davis is heading back to the huddle as Catone will sub in on the offensive side for Pusini. Catone will line up on the same side as Colotto, and we've got Sigsbury once again along with a split back set for Ferreira and Kennedy as Davis will drop back, roll out, looking to pass towards the corner. His pass is short of the receiver and incomplete.
Intended for number 6, Evan Colotto.
Tanner's still really struggling to find success in the passing game.
4th down and 10 now.
The defense.
Check that 3rd down and 10 with 3:34 to go in the 3rd quarter as the Tanners have grinded to a halt here after getting the ball back.
Tanner's defense has been pretty good so far, but the offense needs to start cooking here as Sigsbury 1v1 at the top of your screen now.
Davis drops back, looking to fire deep, does so, over the middle, it's deflected, and off the hands of Colosco. It was deflected by the defender here in broad spot. He got a hand on it, followed by another hand by Colosco, but it all falls harmlessly incomplete.
And Davis with a really nice stroke there, trying to find Kolodko for the touchdown, but Buren Broadspot with an incredible little touch there to take it out of the hands of the Tanners tight end.
With that deflection, it's a turnover on downs, and this high-flying Eagles offense will come back out onto the field. Carroll back into the shotgun, Lone running back to his hip, fires to a flat route, and it is blown up after the completion.
Good tackle from Mark Coutone there as Carroll found his receiver, number 7, Conrad Bobka, but Mark Coutone flies in there and hammers Bobka.
2nd down. Upcoming here for Carroll and the Eagles. And you've got Marshall Rice lined up out wide with Ty Cruz as the ball is deflected.
Couple missed tackles there by, it looked like to be Ferreira and Kolodko, but ultimately the tackle was eventually made by Matt Souza.
Couple Tanners flew to the ball there. start of the play. Defensive line as we are at 1:34 to go left in the third quarter. A big 3rd and 8 upcoming for the Taters, looking to get this BC offense off the field for a second straight drive. Carroll drops back, fires quickly, and it falls incomplete.
Pass intended to Bjorn Broadspot, but very good coverage from the young man Connor Foley as he stays with his cornerback, with his wide receiver as 4th down, and it looks to be a punt here from the BC High Eagles. You never know, Joey, after what we saw last time.
They went with a fake that looked to me almost an in-between does the punter punt it rugby style, or if there's a seam, do they take off? This time, we've got punt, and the ball is loose and recovered by BC High. Yes, indeed it is. The Eagles come away with the football. Let's take a look at that one again.
Yeah, Joey, the punter for the Eagles really miskicked the football and drills it off of a Tanner's player and instantly recovered by the Eagles as 1st down here for the Eagles. Really, we talked about unforced errors, but that really wasn't an unforced error. That was just something, just a big mess.
All in all, the momentum stays in favor as we do get the replay now on the punt. And as you said, Zeke, it was deflected off of a Woburn player,
Deflects off a Woburn Tanner's player,
which allows for a live ball and went off the ankle of Canady, but it may have had a second deflection before that.
They looked really surprised that it got to him. Maybe took a ricochet on the way, like you said, Johnny.
Still some confusion on the BC High sideline as everybody was taking a look over at the bench. Now they're back set and ready to go. Carroll drops back and hands it off. It's an inside zone style play that creates a pile of players for the tackle of Richard and a gain of 4.
Richard on the run.
Coach Belcher still trying to get some words in with the referees as he'll make his way back to the sideline.
And we talk about the honorary captain all the time, and this week it was Ryan Lush, last week Dante Delagrati. But a player that's really been getting some snaps here is Mason Doherty, the young sophomore. He's putting work in during practice and in the weight room, just like Kanivi and Foley and other sophomore brothers.
Carroll back in to a shotgun formation. Claps his hands, drops back, looks to fire over the middle, out of the reach of everyone, and incomplete.
Yeah, the pass was intended for Marshall Rice there, as Carroll just misses his target as Mason Doherty, the young sophomore that we just mentioned, on the coverage. Now it is a big 3rd and 7 play for the Tanners with 16 seconds left in this 3rd quarter.
16 seconds left, as you said, Zeke. 3rd down. The Tanners with yet again another chance to get the defense off the field. Drop back, pass is deflected and incomplete.
Pass was intended for number 8, Liam Kalin, but Connor Foley once again on the coverage. So a big set of downs for the young sophomores, Connor Foley and Mason Doherty.
As we take a look on the sideline, it appears that Ryan Pusini is taking a seat, and he threw his helmet down in frustration due to some pain. I will have to see what happened there.
As his teammate Sean Marsh kindly places him right back where he was.
The left-footed punt is up in the air and short of Lush. He will let BC High down this one inside the 20. And the Tanners will take over with 11 seconds left. And we'll be back for the start of the fourth quarter after the break. Back here on WPNC for the beginning of the fourth quarter as it's a toss to the outside for Ferreira, who puts his hand on the back of the lane to use as a block.
Number 21, Brendan Ryan there on tackle. He went out injured earlier, but he is back on the field as Brian Ferreira is going to get the first down and get this drive moving as the Tanners defense makes their second straight stand of this second half as they continue to be a good part of this team as Sigsbury once again isolated to the left. So look at 3 wide receivers at the top.
Another quarterback power opportunity for Davis, this time once again going nowhere. It was number 34, the first man there for the Eagles, Searwell Cox. And it's only a gain of 2 for Davis.
Second and 8 here. Let's see. Is Coach Belcher going to go for the run or the pass here? Maybe he'll go for the power, the quarterback power, like you said earlier, Joey, as Davis comes back in the huddle. And a player that we've seen a little bit of tonight, a sneak peek of, is Joel Zecca, who is playing his first few snaps for this team.
Another quarterback power. This time more up the middle. Taken down there on that play by number 79, Anish Velasi.
That brings up a 3rd and 4. You'd assume that the Tanners would go for this as time keeps winding down in a game that is a 2-score affair so far.
3rd and 3 from the 36-yard line. Davis in the I-form with Pusini, who's luckily back in the game in motion. Up the middle it goes. Good defense there by the Eagles on the front 7. And that'll bring up a 4th down.
44, Tommy O'Donnell on the tackle there. Really got in there. Looked to be a hole for Ferreira, but O'Donnell exploits that right away. As the punting team is on for the Tanner with Braden Gillespie and Michael Nicholas coming onto the field.
As Lush always does, he finishes his count of the 11 players on the field. Yeah, we go to Lush, he lost it. Now regains possession to get it up, but it is a short kick that will go out of bounds at the 44-yard line.
Another mishap from Lush there. as he was having cramps earlier in the football game, and there just really couldn't catch the snap as the punt is significantly
Carroll back out once again on the field for the Eagles. He's got two receivers to each side with an extra tight end. Dropping back, looking to fire right, deep down the field, out of the reach of everyone.
Like the Denver Broncos PA announcer says, incomplete. That ball was nowhere from Carter Carroll as the BC High player is down, and that might be the reason why no one was there. We'll take an injury timeout. Back in a second.
Here on WPNC as the Eagles get back on the football. This passing attack Zeke has been unlike anything the Tanners have faced up to this point in the season. As we've got a pistol formation with the extra tight end once again. Carroll clapping in. It's a toss to the outside. Looking for a seamless running back. And in the secondary, pass midfield with a flag.
Marshall Rice, the wide receiver, getting some running work as a flag comes in, and it looks to be coming back here as it's holding on the offense.
Block in the back.
Or the third of block in the back, doing their best Steph Curry impression for 3. It's the 3rd straight week I've made that joke, Joey.
That is the penalty that will back the Eagles up.
What is that?
With 9 counting left to go in this 4th quarter.
What is it? Just going to be like after?
BC High just wants to move the ball as much as they can. And give the team as much of a chance to make it happen.
Foley Pacini as the defensive backs, and Doherty and Coutone as the safeties here.
The same pistol formation as the previous play. Carroll drops back, looking as 2 flags fly as he'll run out of bounds.
There are penalty flags for field.
Interesting to see what these penalties are. As one of the referees comes running to Coach Belcher
To get his decision.
And as you'd assume, if they're running to Coach Belcher, it will be on the offense, and it is a false start that is declined by the Tanners coach.
8:43 to go.
Illegal formation against BC. Penalty was declined.
Once again, declined. As Coach Belcher signals out to the defense. Carroll into the shotgun with one running back to his hip. Takes the snap, drops back, here comes some pressure. He still fires it in the pocket. A sliding grab is made.
Pass complete to number 2, Marshall Rice. That completion goes for BC first down.
And Joey, Buren Broadspot is their best player on the offense, but you have to admit that Marshall Rice has been a big part of this team. It looks to be that Carroll is targeting Rice over and over again, as he is really the binky of Carroll in this offense.
Carroll back into the shotgun formation. That's where we've seen the BC offense operate from most of tonight.
Take a look at Maxwell Galvin on the bottom screen, hovering over the young Connor Foley.
He backs away. Carroll still waiting as the clock ticks. Now, take the snap and hand it off. And a nice coverage there on the run by the Tanners. Ferreira and Mulaney are there.
And Joey, a lot of predictions in this game. Some people close to the team saying that this Tanners team could come and win this game, as there's still a possibility of that. But some people were saying that this was a blowout. This team isn't good enough. But the Tanners have came in here and have been resilient, Joey.
They've hung around, but then again, they've struggled at times to keep this BC offense off the field, which has allowed them to work with the clock. Carroll drops back into the pass, fires right. It's caught on the stop route.
Pass complete to number 8, Julian Allen. Pumped out of bounds by Polanco.
On the catch for the first down, and he's forced out of bounds by Evan Polanco. Check that, that's a 3rd down and 1, as the mark was just a bit short.
See if the Tanners front can sustain pressure here, as it looks to be a QB sneak here.
BC High goes with the running quarterback, Flannery, and his second action
Flannery on the
tonight.
run. That carry goes for BC
His
first
second play
down.
tonight results in a QB sneak first down to keep possession for the Eagles. That was almost the type of play that the Philadelphia Eagles have made famous in the NFL, where Flannery gets up as close as he can to the center and his backfield, make sure he's pushed over the line of game.
Jalen Hurts, hopefully he has a good week. Need him to go good for my fantasy team.
Carroll back in the game now, drops back, looking to fire over the middle. It is caught and pancaked by two Tanners is Bobka. That was number 16. Mason Doherty and Aiden Davis for the combined tackle.
This Eagles team, this Eagles offense throughout this drive has really been a well-oiled machine as time continues to tick on this game. And play after play that Carroll keeps making, it's more difficult and more difficult for this Tanner team to have a chance. They are in the red zone here on 1st and 10.
Carroll in the shotgun, the split back set, one receiver on the top of the screen, and one to the bottom as well. It's a toss, and angling towards the end zone, and diving across the goal line for an Eagles touchdown is number 4. That's Jacob Buren Broadspot with his 2nd touchdown tonight. 1 on the ground and 1 through the air.
And there it goes, Joey. 21-point lead for the BC High Eagles. And it's going to be almost impossible for the Tanners to come back. And the BC O-line has just been so good tonight. Really working the running backs, whether it be Jackson Richard or Jacob Buren Broadscott, as a 2-point conversion rate.
That O-line allowed for a methodical drive as the 2-point conversion is once again stood up. The Tanners still find themselves down 20, and we'll be back to play out the final 4:57 after a break on WPNC. 4:57 remains in the ball game as we're back on WPMC after a 6-point drive by the Eagles. And the Tanners' chances of coming back is more slim after the touchdown.
Yeah, Joey, really understated as well as 21 points against this BC High Eagles team. This BC High Eagles defense that hasn't let up really anything throughout this game. It's not looking good for this Tanners team as we start looking forward to next week as they take a look at Reading away. That's going to be a big game. James Murphy, we talked about last year, was a big part. Of course, he is on the Brown Bears right now, cooking up in Providence. But his little brother, some say, is just as good. So it's not going to be easy going into the Rockets' home stadium next week.
Both the Rockets and the Tanners now have experience with BC High, as last week the Rockets fell to BC High by a score of 44-7. The Tanners have hung in just a little bit better than the Rockets, but the Rockets just on a different level than some of the Eagles, excuse me, on a different level than some of these nice league.
So a little fun fact, Joey, in the dying moments of this game, the BC High Eagles did not make the playoffs last year. They did not make the playoffs. They have come into this season with kind of a vengeance, beating the LaSalle Academy in Rhode Island by a big score, and then Reading, a team that has been so good in the Middlesex League throughout the years. And now the Tanners.
Caden Davis rolls out, fires deep, intended for Cassini, who makes the catch, still going down the sideline, and is finally forced out of bounds, but it's the biggest play through the air of the night for the Tanners.
Yeah, a really bright moment there from Caden Davis in the last few moments of this game. A really good pass to Cassini. Cassini adjusted to it well, broke the tackle, and finally got taken down at the 18-yard line.
Cassini, of course, was dealing with an injury earlier on in this ball game, but it's nice to see him back and using that speed once again to his advantage. As we mentioned, timeout, time in and time again. Cassini, that track star in the spring, as Caden Davis rolls out looking to get closer to that end zone. He's got enough for a first down.
Well, if you're the Tanners, you think you still have a chance in this game, you want to start moving. Of course.
The more and more the Tanners like to run, the more time they come off the clock. As we're down to 3:48 before the stadium clock.
And Reading away, and then Wakefield away. Those are 2 games in a row that the Tanners lost at home last year. A Wakefield team that went on to win the state championship. So they were not to frown. And then Lexington at home, a big game against a city that Woburn does not like very much.
One of the biggest rivalries aside from Winchester that this town has.
Shout out to the soccer team for, although losing 1-0 to Lexington was a very hard-fought game.
Jumbo formation here for Davis and the offense. It's the wing T formation.
And off to
Towards the
Ferreira.
goal line, but short.
1 yard away from a Tanners touchdown here to get the score to 21. We'll look past that Lexington game. They play Belmont away. It's a Friday night. And then, of course, Arlington to finish off the main part of their regular season.
Second and goal at the 1.
Second and goal from the 1. Here comes the surge. Let's see, it looks to be short once again. As Davis takes the spill off the pile.
So he goes running to Coach Belcher on this 3rd down and goal at the 1.5 yard. And of course, we're proud to say that WPMC will be hosting the Tanners Thanksgiving game this year. at Connolly Memorial Stadium versus the Winchester Red and Black, as me and Joey will both be there for that.
Third and goal from the 1 yard line.
Third and goal once again from the 1, the same heavy formation as before. Still pushing forward and still unsuccessful. This Eagle defense standing tall with their backs against the wall.
Wow, Joey. And with 1:37 and counting, the timeout will be called by the Tanners here, as we will take a quick break and we'll play the 1:37 left in this football game when we come back.
Right at the goal line.
Back here on WPMC, the Tanners still on the doorstep of a touchdown. But this BC High defense is tightened up so far. Same jumbo formation. And doesn't look like they made it once again. This time the BC Eagles look to have come up with the football as a flag flies past after the play.
And it's going to look to be taunting, as Brendan Ryan was running with Ferreira,
There's a penalty flag.
who recovered the ball. And let's see what happens here. As yes, the Tanners defense comes onto the field. Half the distance to the goal line.
This deep bag in the end zone, the Eagles are forced to take a sneak to open up some area for them. It's Kai Flannery once again, who we've seen those running sets for the Eagles at quarterback. 1:05 in counting. Left to go. And the Tanners hung around for a while in this ball game. But the high-powered BC High offense is just too much.
Okay. Yeah, Joey, as the QB sneak goes here, eventually tackled the man by Abacuaco. But let's take a little reflection on this ball game. It was a hard-fought game by the Tanners. Not as close as they wanted, 20-point loss. But there's hope. It's a little bit of a moral victory, in a sense, that if you look at the deficit that Reading had, 44-7 against this team, the Tanners were on the doorstep of a third touchdown. Could have been much better than this, but they definitely have the talent. And I want to make another point here, Joey. Caden Davis. I thought throughout the game he grew into the game a little more, making better decisions with the football, and the unforced errors were a lot less throughout this football game. So there's hope going into Reading, Joey. There's hope.
One final lead for Flannery and Eagle offense as we hit triple zeros. Your final score from Connolly Memorial Stadium: BC High 34, your Woburn Tanners 14. The Tanners will have 2 upcoming away games. One final time for everybody at WPMC, our producer Anthony Giglio, our camera people Taylor Berg and Chris Hayward, alongside my broadcast partner Zeke Altman. I am Joey Matroni. We'll see you next time.